Hi guys, it's the Good Critic. Y'all know this guy.
Yeah, what's up?
YouTube, everybody out there on the interwebs.
So what are we talking about?
We are going to talk about what has inspired me to do this channel, and yeah, just some experiences growing up with my grandma and everything. One of my big issues in life is I feel like they don't really make quality products anymore. The corporate, now I know this sounds all ooh, conspiracy theorists and everything, but no, this is something I really believe. The corporations are now banking on our stupidity. That's how they make money. They don't really try anymore to put out a quality product. Music, food, what have you. It just all sucks now, and
and that's fine. This is a channel for free talk, and it's whatever you want to express. And if you have anything to say about it, then shut the video off. It's that simple.
Pretty much, it's the interwebs, guys. I mean, you're gonna hear all kinds of opinions that you may agree with, opinions that you may not agree with.
It's that simple.
This is something I believe in. I believe in quality things. I believe that things were just different a long time ago, and I never used to believe it. You know, like when I was a teenager, I loved technology. I love new things. Well, what do you think, Jamie? I mean, you're really into VHS, right? Before I get into my experience, why don't you talk about some of your own opinions and experiences with older things?
It was one of those things for me growing up where it was, I went the James Rolfe road, and I would edit on 8mm, and I would film on VHS tapes. Nobody even remembers like the miniature VHS tapes anymore. That was actually my first camera. So I feel like the older technology is, the more fascinating it is, but at the same time, I also feel like I should bring it up in a sense because I don't want it lost in history. Because, that's what happens with a lot of things. You stop talking about it after a while, it gets lost. People start forgetting about these things. Like that.
Right.
Like eventually, I'm going to talk about Laserdisc, I'm going to do whatever, and again, I'm very happy to have you on the channel for now. And
thank you. I'm excited, and I'm really inspired, and I think it's going to be fun.
And I hope the same thing. But yeah, do you have a specific movie you'd like to talk about in this video?
I do actually.
So
the theme of this video is about what has inspired us, what has brought us to this point. There was a time in my life when I was staying at my grandma's house. I was sick and unstable, and I needed help. And I was in Texas. I didn't have a car. I didn't have money. I didn't really have anything to do. And I'm with Grandma, right? Grandma's not going to take me to the bar and to get stoned and all that. I had to accept that. And one of the rules my grandma said was that we had to watch what she wanted to watch.
Right.
And she really liked watching Turner Classic Movies.
Oh, which is... it's a great channel, though.
Great channel. Heck yeah, man. Because, no commercials. It's just movies all the day. Right? It's even better than HBO. Even HBO has these stupid little commercials in between.
I remember when AMC used to be just old black and white and older stuff, and then The Walking Dead came on and just revolutionized everything. Just changed everything completely.
Well...
as far as just showing older films.
I'm not against Walking Dead.
No, neither am I. I haven't... Just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean it's probably not a good show.
Yeah, no.
It's probably a great show.
But I can see how Walking Dead's its popularity would change, change things.
Because the definition for the AMC channel is American Movie Classics.
Classics, right. Yep, I hear ya.
And it changed it.
And TCM is Turner Classic Movies. And what happened was that I was pretty much forced to watch these old movies. And my grandma really likes Humphrey Bogart.
Oh, that's great.
And, see, Hollywood wasn't really... like Hollywood now. Hollywood now is fake and plastic and boob jobs and nipple slips and crap like that, and if you're not sexy, forget about it. You're not on the silver screen. Little tidbit, guys. Humphrey Bogart was the first ugly star. Was the first ugly, but no, he's not ugly, but he's not attractive. Was the first person like that to play a leading role. And that's significant if we think about it. I watched a movie called The African Queen with Humphrey Bogart. Changed my life. I love black and white movies now. The African Queen is a great movie, and Humphrey Bogart is a great actor. So that is basically uh, my beginning story, like what has inspired me to make this channel. I would like to really share my passion with you guys, and I'm really hoping that I can inspire people to watch older films. I'm hoping that I can inspire people to find more simplicity in their life instead of all this complexity of technology.
Right.
You know, maybe just get a good cup of tea, pop in a Humphrey Bogart movie, turn off the damn cell phone and chill back. You know, why not?
Sure. So let's talk about the African Queen for a little bit.
Okay.
I have no idea. I've heard of it. I've never seen it. So tell the people what it is. Basically.
Well, one thing about Hollywood that has remained the same is they really like to play the same themes over and over and over again. It's the same theme, but maybe in a different location, or you know, like the same basic storyline. So Humphrey Bogart, his main theme was, you know, he wasn't attractive, so he had to play this rough around the edges character. There was usually something mysterious about him or something criminal. And the story of the African Queen is, oh, and another theme was kind of like Beauty and the Beast. You know, kind of Humphrey Bogart, not so attractive, rough around the edges, and then they would have a beauty, like
so the monster in the village, basically.
Pretty much, and then they would always pair him with this beautiful star that, you know, maybe didn't like him at first, and then eventually grew to like him by the end of the movie. The African Queen is your classic love story. It's about Humphrey Bogart, and he's, you know, you're kind of just general, that stereotypical kind of rough around the edges star, and then there's the beautiful woman, and they get trapped on a boat together, and they're on a river in the Amazon, or in Africa. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get flamed on the comments for this one.
You probably will.
It's in Africa, guys. It's not the Amazon. I'm sorry, but it's basically just they're both trapped on the boat, and it's just so simple. There's no CGI. There's no explosions. There's no boobies. There's no chases. It's just how this relationship blossoms. In an environment where they're forced together, and at the very end, of course, Humphrey Bogart saves the girl, you know, and it's just,
so
yeah, it's cool because it's simple, you know.
So is he kind of for lack of a better term, a dick in the film, or is his character a dick?
Yeah, he not so much, but yeah, he's kind of like, you know, that stereotypical male ego.
So
like
he's basically
uncaring and unsympathetic, and like,
right.
you know, doesn't really seem to care about how his female co-star is uncomfortable. It's like he has this attitude of like, "Come on, toughen up, woman."
So he's basically
I'm tough. Yeah. You can be tough. We're on this boat. Just, you know, toughen up. And then he gets sympathetic and stuff, and it's just really.
I'm sorry. What was?
He becomes more sympathetic by the end of the movie, you know, and it's just. I don't know, it's just really simple plot line. You just watch this relationship blossom while they're trapped on a boat on a river.
So he's basically like the W.C. Fields. Have you ever seen W.C. Fields?
I think I have.
Okay.
I have a bad memory, but yeah.
He was one of those earlier comedians with Charlie Chaplin and.
Okay. Yeah, and guys, I want to get into Charlie Chaplin.
And the Marx. Now I remember seeing Charlie Chaplin in theaters. I saw Modern Times. Now if you've never seen Modern Times, that was Charlie's first. That was his first. It was still silent, but they had the first sound in it.
Yeah, Charlie Chaplin was a revolutionary.
Mm-hmm.
And
I still yet have to see the Robert Downey Jr.
And then the Marx Brothers.
Yep.
I know that's black and white. I'd like to get into that. I mean, guys, we're going to explore everything black and white. It's not just going to be Humphrey Bogart. It's not just going to be romances. I just really want to dig in. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And there will be times that, you know, he'll share experiences with me, and I can't promise like I'm going to be in every video. Half of you out there who hate me already are going, thank God. And yeah, they like I said, he's going to share experiences with me of films he knows, and in return, probably share experiences of black and white films that I know, like The Three Stooges or any of the Universal Monster films, which those are even spectacular in themselves. But you know, it's one of those. It's one of those things where it's time.
Those were revolutionary too. The original Universal Monster films. Those were revolutionary.
It's one of those things. It's time. We've done this for 5 years. And going on 6 now. My 5th anniversary is coming up here in October, and it's time to start opening up the channel to other people.
Yeah.
So that being said, yeah, I'm gonna go check out the African Queen whenever I can, and I hope you guys do the same. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
awesome.
Thank you. Welcome aboard.
Sweet. And Star of Dubuque, don't forget, I'm going to do restaurant reviews too.
Awesome. And
Yeah.
we can't wait.
Yeah, it'll be great. I think Dubuque has a lot of hidden gems that, maybe a lot of people don't know about. I'd like to just expose those, bring those to light, It's really sweet.